Hi, welcome to the Christian Family Center's virtual exercise classes. We're glad to have you with us today. A couple reminders before we get started. First and foremost, please check with your healthcare provider if you haven't already before beginning an exercise program. If you feel any dizziness, chest pain, or other discomfort while you're exercising, please stop immediately. By continuing, you're assuming all risks associated with this activity. Have a wonderful workout and a blessed day.
Hi everybody, it's Colleen coming in from the center. I'm really excited to get some opportunity to kind of feel like we're having a yoga class together. So we're going to start this morning in mountain pose. I will be giving a lot of modifications. So you'll often hear me say level 1, try this, level 2, try this. If you're feeling up for it, try level 3. Please just take everything at your own pace. And the beauty of a video is you can stop it at any time if you need to, or get a drink of water or whatever it might be. So we're going to start at the top of our mat in whatever is sort of the top of your space in mountain pose, looking down at your ankles. We want ankles, knees, and hips in alignment. Take the shoulders right up on top. Just keep the arms really relaxed at your side. Actually have you close your eyes and just take a couple of slow breaths as you bring yourself into the yoga space. And then go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to begin with a couple of shoulder rolls. So I'm going to start going backwards. Just getting rolls into my shoulders. And then we're going to take those rolls in the opposite direction. Good work. Take a big inhale. We're going to lift the arms up over your head. Take your gaze up. And as you exhale, we're just going to dive down into a forward fold. Be gentle here on the first one. Feel free to keep the knees bent a little bit if you need to. Just take a couple of slow breaths as we start to draw the upper body down, maybe taking the gaze back towards the back. And then just bend the knees slightly and we're going to roll right back up. Come all the way back into that shoulder roll again. This time I'm going to start to take that roll a little bit bigger. I'm going to take all the arm with me. If that's uncomfortable, feel free to just stick with the shoulder roll. And take it in the opposite direction. And again, it could be that you just go with the shoulder and not the full arm. One more. Release down. Once again, we take a big inhale, gaze up. Exhale, and we dive to the ground into our forward fold. I'm going to take a little bit of weight towards my hands with the knees bent and just begin to pedal the feet a little bit. Just lifting one heel and then the other as we start to lengthen the leg coming into forward fold. And then stop the pedal and hold the fold. Go ahead and leave your left leg where it is. We're going to pick up your right leg, bring it all the way to the back edge of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge here. I want to make sure that front knee is well behind the ankle. I'm just beginning to sink down into that back hip, and I'm going to move with this a little bit as we're warming up. So I'm just going to draw the back knee down, and I'm going to lift up. Nice slow breath as we start to warm up in the legs. And the next time you get the back leg down, we're going to stay there and place the leg down. Make sure you are well above the kneecap so you're not on the knee. We're just going to come to a low crescent warrior here. My shoulders are right along with the hips. Option 1 is going to stay right here. Option 2, maybe I'm going to take those arms up. Maybe take the gaze up. So really sinking into that hip flexor. One more breath. Go ahead and fold forward, and all we're going to do is switch out the legs. So I'm going to tuck my toe under and take the right leg forward. Go ahead and pick up the left leg. Bring it all the way back. Runner's lunge. My front knee is well behind the ankle, and I'm just going to start to go down and up, warming up into the hips. Nice breath. Trying to keep it pretty square. Again, the next time you're down, let's go ahead and stay there. Right above the knee, and I'm going to bring the shoulders up around the hips. Option 1 is going to stay there for low crescent. Option 2, take those arms all the way up. It's actually probably a halfway option 2. If balance is tricky here, you might just keep one arm down and take one arm up. Use one arm for balance. Whatever's going to work for you today. Go ahead and fold forward, and just go ahead and step that left leg forward, and we come right back to our forward fold. Bend the knees, and we rise all the way up. All right, we're going to come into a full flow this time. Take a big inhale, gaze up. Exhale, dive to the ground. Legs are straight. Inhale, and we're going to lift halfway. Get some length in the spine. And exhale, come into forward fold. Then we're going to bend your knees as much as you need to and go ahead and step back into a plank pose. Now, any plank pose that we do today could be done from your knees, so feel free to modify here to the knees. Otherwise, you're up in that full plank, looking down at your wrist or right onto your shoulder, lots of air. Go ahead and lift your hips. And we come into our first downward facing dog. Happens to be Monday morning when I'm recording it. I don't know what day it will be when you're watching the video, but definitely on a Monday morning, we pedal that down dog as we warm up into the legs. Good work. Stop the pedal. Breathe. All right, little power yoga coming at you here. I'm going to pick up my right leg and come to a one-legged dog. Of course, I could be down on my knee as an option if I need to, so feel free to take that modification. Take your right knee. We're going to bring it to your right elbow as you come into a plank and take your gaze forward. Come on back. Take your right knee, bring it to your chest, and we hold it. Come on back. Last one, take the right knee, bring it to the left side. Little twist, gaze forward, hold it, and come back. Take that right foot now. Go ahead and place it between your hands. We're going to be coming up into a warrior two. So I'm going to sink down into this front leg, plant my back heel, and come right up into warrior two. Gazing out over those right fingertips. I'm trying to get that right leg parallel to the ground. Lots of air. Good. Flip your palms. And we're going to take a reverse warrior. Go ahead and gaze up. And then make your way to side angle pose. My forearms coming down to the leg. I'm going to gaze back up at the left arm. And I'm just going to move with this 2 times through. Reverse. Back to side angle. One more. Coming into reverse. Coming into side angle. Stay here in side angle. And let's circle the arm a little like we did from the mountain pose, getting into those shoulders. Go ahead and circle the other way. Your way back up to your warrior two. So you're going to be taking a side to side switch here. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips and I'm going to lengthen the legs, and I'm turning now all the way over to the other side. I'm going to shorten my stance to come into pyramid pose. So maybe 14 inches between my legs. Square the hips. Take a big inhale. Exhale, draw the chest forward, lift those hips. Pyramid pose. Could be it stays here, level 1. Or if it's comfortable, I'm going to start to bring my hands down. What I'm not going to do is bend the knee though. So keeping the legs straight, maybe bringing the arms down, folding forward, and breathe. Then bend that left knee, creep the arms forward. We're just going to step that right leg up, coming into forward fold. And bend the knees and we rise all the way up. All right, so we're over here on the other side of the mat now. I'm going to go all the way back to that first focus in mountain pose. Ankles, knees, and hips in a line. Arms are relaxed at my side. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths. Recenter. Go ahead and open your eyes. And once again, we're going to take those shoulders back. As we start to warm up, maybe get a little bit bigger range of motion in that roll. Go ahead and roll the other way. Beautiful. Take a big inhale, arms go up. Exhale, and we're going to dive to the ground. And we stay. So as I start to warm up a little bit more into this pose, maybe I can keep my legs a little bit straighter and draw the upper body a little bit lower, trying to take your gaze through your legs. Good morning legs. Or maybe it's good night legs. It depends on what time you're watching this video. Bend your knees and we roll all the way up. Once again, I'm going to start with that shoulder roll, and this time I'm going to go a little bit bigger with my arms, unless that's uncomfortable in any way. And go ahead and roll the other way. Draw the belly and stand tall. And release the arms to your side. We take a big inhale, arms go up, gaze up. Exhale and we dive. Go ahead and leave your right foot where it is. So we're going to pick up your left. Go ahead and draw that left leg all the way back to your runner's lunge. And go ahead and take it right down this time for that low crescent. I'm up above the knee. And my arms might be here to my sides, or maybe I'm gonna take the arms all the way up. Maybe, now that we're a little warmer in the hip, we can take a little back bend here. Maybe goal post the arms. Then come out of the back bend. Next up is going to be a high crescent. If you don't need your arms, leave them here. Or if you need your arms, you're going to take them down and use them to help you make your way to high crescent. I tucked my toe under, and I'm going to come back up into that crescent. Arms could be here. Arms could go all the way up. Or again, if you can hold the balance, maybe cactus the arms, goal post. Good. Come into lightning bolt. Upper body's going to come forward. Hips are square. Gaze forward. Breathe. And release those arms down. All we do is switch out the legs. Left leg's coming up. Right leg's going back. Carefully going to lower above the knee and come into that low crescent. Arms could be here at the side. Maybe they're going up. Maybe take a back bend. Good. Releasing the back bend. Again, I'm going to come all the way up. If you don't need your arms, don't use them. But if you need them, you're going to put them down. Tuck that back toe under. Make your way to your crescent. And choose an arm variation. Maybe that little back bend. Gaze up. Push to the back heel. Strengthen that back leg. Good. Lightning bolt. Everything's coming forward in the upper body. Pull that left hip back. Shoot the right hip forward. Arms come down. I'm just going to take that right leg right back up into forward fold and breathe. I'm going to add a little arm variation here. If you don't like it, feel free to stay here. Of course, there's always the option to take your hands above your knees. Sometimes you feel like you get more opening if you're not worrying about the arms. I'm going to take a ragdoll arm, so I'm going to cross the elbows. See if I could draw the head through. Just adding a little bit of extra weight here. Breathe. Release the arms, bend the knees, and we make our way back up, mountain pose. And we'll go for the full flow this time. Take a big inhale, gaze up. Exhale, and we dive. Inhale, I'm going to lift it back up, get some length, and exhale, fold. Go ahead and step back into your plank pose. Remember, plank could be from your knees. So last time we were here, we went from plank to down dog. This time we're going to go down before we go up. Hug your elbows in. Remember, this is all about the arms. So I'm going to turn the bicep forward, squeeze the arms in, and slowly lower halfway down. I'm going to release when I get down and come into cobra here. Hips are down, shoulders are up. So just a reminder, I offer two choices. Cobra, which is here, and up dog, which is all the way up. And I'm going to ask you to be really careful to make sure you're in one or the other and not halfway in between. So we're really keeping our hips down and the shoulders back, getting into the upper back, not crunching into that lower back. Release it down, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. All right, here comes the power set. Pick up your left leg, one leg dog, left knee, left elbow, and plank. And remember, I could come to my knee on any of these and come back. Left knee to the center, hold it and breathe, and come back. Left knee to the right, we take a little twist, gaze forward, and come back. All right, left foot, place it between your hands. For some of us, we're gonna make it halfway and we're gonna have to help it there. Take your time and make that way. Plant your back heel, and we're coming up warrior two. Gaze to the left. Go ahead and flip your palms. So we take a reverse warrior. I am not moving my legs. I'm only moving in that side body, coming into a side angle pose, gazing up at the right. I'm going to take that 2 more times. Again, stillness in the lower body. So we're really getting into that left quadricep, glute, hip. 1 more. Come into your side angle pose, and we're going to take some circle motion with the arm. Good, circle the other way. And make your way back to warrior two. All right, hands to your hips. Go ahead and lengthen. We're making our side-to-side switch here. So I'm going to turn everything and shorten my stance to come into pyramid pose. Legs are straight, maybe 14 inches apart. I take a big inhale here. Exhale, lift the tailbone and we draw down. Option 1's going to stay here. Option 2, I'm going to start to draw the arms to the ground, draw the chest towards the quadricep, and breathe. From here, walk that right foot a little bit out towards the corner of the mat. And we're just going to bring your left foot up. So my legs are really wide. They're even with the corners. You're going to check in here on a yogi squat, which is just going to be any variation that works for you. So I'm going to begin to bring the lower body down. For some of us, we're going to end right here, and that's where our squat's going to stay. So I'm really listening to my body here and see what's going to work. If I can keep my feet flat, even if I have to pigeon toe out, if I can keep my feet flat and go lower, I'm going to come lower. But not if that bothers my knees or not if my heels are off the ground. Last option, I'm going to bring my palms together and just put a little bit of pressure on the inner thigh for my yogi squat. So if you are doing this video and you're familiar with my yoga practice, you probably can expect what's coming, which is a little core set. Always, always. Got to keep those abs in shape. So next up, I'm going to work my way down to boat pose. If you need your arms, take them behind you or wherever you need them. If you can be fancy and move from your squat into boat without your arms, then good for you. Coming into boat. Boat could be with my heels down and my arms here. There's your level 1, level 2 here, level 3 here. If you want to be the cover of Pilates magazine, you go here. Whatever works, breathe. Back into this kind of modified boat. I'm going to come on this first round from boat pose into canoe pose. So canoe is a lower boat and then back to boat. I am just coming sort of to the middle of back here, not to come all the way down. So arms could be here to help you. Arms could be here to help you. If you're going for that kind of level 3, you're trying to go with no arms. Again, you might be watching this video on any day. I happen to be recording it on December 7th. So we're going to call it for 7 more. 7. Lots of air. 6. Remember, the mantra is shaking is good. 5. 4. 3. When you get to the top, cross your right leg over your left. We're just going to draw this forward. I'm keeping my hips down, and I'm going to begin to creep forward. So really work to seal the lower body to the mat. Don't let yourself lift up. Lengthen. And you're just going to go with your butt wherever your body's going to let you go. So maybe the forearm can come down. Maybe the head comes down. Breathe. We're looking for sensation in the legs and the lower back, not in the knees. So if this position puts you in any kind of place where your knee's uncomfortable, lengthen a leg. Get the same effect in the back. 2 more breaths. All right. We're going to get out of here the same way we came. So we're going to come back into boat pose. Now, what's really cool about doing a video is that you're alone and you can do crazy things and no one has to see you. Unfortunately, you guys have to see me. But I am going to challenge you to see if you could get to standing without your hands. So some of us aren't going to be able to do it. If you're not going to be able to do it, you're going to plant, you're going to come up into your squat. But some of us maybe are going to start to play with a little bit of momentum, see if we can get ourselves into squat. No hands. Just play. Or don't. Plant your hands, lift your hips. We're coming back into our forward fold. Lots of air. All right, bend your knees and rise all the way up. We're leaving out the low crescents this time, and we're coming right into that second flow, the full vinyasa. Big inhale. Exhale, we dive to the ground. Inhale, we're going to lift, and exhale, we fold. So next up is going to be plank. Again, when you're in your living room, you can try things you might not do if people were watching you. So you are welcome to step back to plank. I'm going to play with hopping back to plank. I'm going to plant my hands. I'm going to bend my knees a little and hop back. Make sure when you catch with your elbows bent. Whoop, and release. I mean, you're into cobra. So cobra, my hips are down, my shoulders are up, or up dog, where I've lifted. What I'm trying to avoid is you keeping your hips down but then squeezing up. Let's not go there. So either hips are off the ground or they're not. Downward facing dog. All right, power set, pick up that right leg. Take your right knee and bring it to your right elbow as you come into plank and gaze forward. Come on back. Right knee to center. And come back. Little twist on the other side. Right knee to the left side. Option 1 stays there. Option 2, plant your heel. Option 3, I'm gonna come into fallen triangle. Breathe. Release back to one-legged dog. Take that right foot, place it between your hands, and you're making your way to warrior 2. All right, flip the palms. You come into reverse. Make your way to side angle pose. 2 more times. I'm gonna move here, but I'm trying not to move in the legs. It's all about the oblique. And the next time I'm down in side angle, I'm gonna stay there. Last time we were here, we circled the arm. You're welcome to do that again. I'm gonna try to stack my shoulders this time and lower the right arm. Notice I'm keeping my right arm connected to my leg, so it's gonna touch the leg as I draw down and gaze up. Side angle pose. Release to warrior 2. Good work. This time I'm gonna go ahead and lengthen my legs. I'm gonna come into reverse warrior. So my legs are straight, my left arm's gonna come down to my leg, and my right arm's gonna come up, and I'm just gonna come into that reverse triangle, not warrior. And then bring your arms through center. Pretend that you're back up against this wall behind me that says the center. Move your shoulders and your back. See if you can keep against that wall as you go the other direction. Triangle pose. Come back to center, bring your hands to your hips. We take our transition to the other side. So everything's turning, shorten the stance, and I'm coming into pyramid. Lefts in front, rights in back. Lift your tailbone, lift that upper body, fold forward, legs are straight. Option to bring the arms to the ground. Option to fold the head down and draw the chest closer to the quad. All right, we finished this sequence with a standing split. So walk forward with your hands a little bit, come up onto your left leg, and we're just lifting that right leg as high as you can for a breath. Slowly lower it down, forward fold. And bend your knees and we slowly rise up. From here, take a big inhale. Exhale and dive. Inhale, we lift, get some length, and exhale, forward fold. You step or hop, whatever's gonna work for you, and take yourself back into plank. Now again, I'm gonna be lowering down, just always coming up with new ways to do it. I'm gonna try to lower into my chaturanga and not ever land, coming right into up dog. So you're gonna see I'm gonna turn my toes right now, so they're ready for that up dog. I'm gonna slowly lower, really using the belly. Before I'm about to land, I'm gonna peel right up dog. Breathe. And downward facing dog. Pick up your left leg, one leg dog. Take that left knee, bring it to your left elbow, come to plank, and come back. Take the left knee into the center, hold that belly tight, and come back. Take the left knee, bring it to the right, and you can stay here, or you're gonna plant, or you're gonna come all the way out into fallen triangle. Beautiful. Come back to one-legged dog, and then we take that left foot, go ahead and place it between your hands. Plant your back heel, and we are back in warrior 2. Sinking into that left leg, I'm trying not to move my legs as I come into reverse warrior, and then side angle pose. Slow focus motion, 2 more. And 1 more. From your side angle, again, you could circle this arm if you want. I'm gonna try to let go with my left arm, stack the shoulders, keep my left arm attached to my leg. Side angle. Good, draw back up, warrior 2. Now go ahead and lengthen your legs and bring your right arm to your leg. Coming into a reverse triangle here, lifting the left arm up, gaze up, breathe. Come through center, push your back to that center mat behind me. Bring it over to triangle. Good, come to center, hands on the hips. I'm gonna turn everything over into my pyramid pose. Shortening the stance, lifting the tailbone, draw forward and breathe. Here comes that standing split. Walk up onto your right leg and just go ahead and wave that left leg up. And this time, when you bring the left leg down, bring it down behind your right leg, and we're going to make our way right to the ground here. Lengthen the legs out in front of you. Come into a seated forward fold. So I'm pulling the legs back, drawing the upper body forward, seated fold. Hopefully you're thinking, oh man, she sat down. Must be time for core set number 2. You would be right. Return to your boat pose. Again, legs could stay down, arms could be here, boat here, or boat here. Lots of air. Now, the first time we were here, we went from boat to canoe, which is an option, or you can just stay here in boat. Boat to canoe is that lower boat. I'm going to take this time boat to canoe, stop at that canoe, come to the ground, and come all the way back up into boat. So it's boat, really try to stop yourself at that canoe, all the way to the ground, and you're back to boat. It's the 12th month, I believe, December. There are 12 more. Yippee. Canoe to the ground. 11. I'm thinking about trying to stay even over the hips, not letting my hip flexors take over, really drawing into the belly. 10. Gosh, without Jill here in the room, I don't know how to count how many things we have left. I depend on you. I'm not so trustworthy. 8, I think. 7. Halfway there. Breathe. 6. 5. Really work to stop at that canoe. Don't let yourself fall. 4. Stop. Almost didn't make that one. 3. Yep. 2. Give me one more. Make your way back up. This time we cross the left leg over the right. And again, we draw forward. So just go with where your body's going to let you go with no sensation in the knees. I'm lengthening in the lower back. I'm drawing the head weight forward. Lots of air. Get out of this one the same way we came as well, which is going back to that seated fold. So go ahead and extend your legs. This time let's take the arms up. Big inhale here. Exhale, and we draw forward. Good. From here, I'm just going to plant my feet, coming into the same pose from standing. Then bend the knees and slowly rise up. All right. Take a couple of side bends here and go back to the low crescent sequence. Take a big inhale. When you get to the top, grip your left wrist. And we're just going to draw to the right side. Get that nice side body stretch. And then come to center, and we shall switch. Right wrist draws to the left. Come to center. And go ahead and take a dive. I'm going to leave my left leg where it is and pick up the right leg and press it all the way back. Slowly lower down. And go ahead and come into that low crescent. Could be arms stay here. Could be they come all the way up. And And then this time, take both arms and bring them on the inside of the left foot. Coming into lizard pose. I'm going to see if I could take this back leg maybe even a little bit further back and just see what I can do to open in this hip flexor. Most of us are going to stay here on the palm. If you have the flexibility to come down to your forearm, maybe you're going to make your way to your forearm. And the nice thing about a video, you can play it again and again and again. So I'm going to throw out one more pose here. If you have the flexibility, and maybe it won't be today, maybe it'll be the next time you look at it. If you have the flexibility, you're going to take this left arm underneath your left leg, walk your left leg away, pick up your right leg, and float the whole thing. Yippee! Good. Go ahead and walk it back. Use your arms to help you, and we're going to tuck up to a high crescent. And here comes that lightning fold. Upper body is coming forward. I'm trying for a long line from my wrist to my ankle. Fold the arms down, and we're just going to switch out the legs. Right leg's coming up, left leg's going back. Lower down, come into your low crescent. Again, choose an arm variation that's going to work for you. It's going to help you open in that hip. And then this time we're going to take both palms down on the inside of the foot. Level one's going to stay right there. If this left hip could take more, I'm going to see if I can move my leg a little further back. Maybe see if I could come to my forearm. If you're at home and you've got a bunch of blankets or some pillows that you can put down here so that the floor's not so far away, that's a really good option as you're trying to learn this pose. You won't be able to see it as well this time in the camera, but possibly you're going to tuck your right arm underneath and float your right leg. Pick up your left toe and float the whole thing. Play with that if you wish. Make your way out using your arms to help you. We're coming to high crescent, tucking that back toe under, up to our high crescent, and then right into lightning bolt. Trying for a long line from my wrist all the way to my foot. Go ahead and fold those arms down, pick up that left foot, come back to forward fold. Bend your knees and we rise up. Now we're coming back to our second flow. Take a big inhale, gaze up. Exhale and dive. Inhale, lift, get some length. And exhale, forward fold. Step, or you can hop back into your plank. If you're going to hop, make sure you bend your elbows on the landing. Lower down. Peel up into a back bend. Cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. Go ahead and pick up that right leg, right knee to right elbow in plank, and come back. Right knee to the center. Remember, you could be on your knee as a modification. Come on back. Take that right knee to the left side. Level one's going to plant the foot and stay here. Maybe coming into fallen triangle. Again, I'm just messing with you. If you can get enough weight to your left leg, you're going to see if you could pick up your right leg and catch it. Sure. Come on back to one-legged dog. And here comes warrior two, placing that right foot between the hands. Come on up, warrior two. Just going to go through once here, flip the palms and take reverse warrior. And then make your way into side angle pose. So we have done a side angle where we're circling our arm. You could do that again. We've done a side angle where our shoulders are stacked. You could take that again. I'm going to come into a bound side angle. Leave it out if it's not comfortable. I'm going to reach my right arm underneath my leg and my left arm behind me. Coming into a bound side angle, trying to stack the shoulders. Gaze up. Breathe. And release the bind if you have it. We're coming back to warrior two. Go ahead and lengthen your right leg. Here's where I'm thinking about my back, going to that mat behind me. I'm going to come into reverse warrior, left arm down, right arm up. I keep saying warrior, it's triangle, reverse triangle. Come to center and come into triangle. Good. Come through center. I'm going to add on this time. Turn your right toes so everything's forward. Take a big inhale and gaze up for a back bend here, 5-point star. And then draw all the way down. My favorite pose, wide ankle pose. So legs are wide, legs are straight. I'm drawing that upper body down and through.
You could keep your arms here if you need that support, or you could bring them and attach to the ankles. If you have your legs far enough away, the cue crown of the head to the floor will sound reasonable. If they're too close together, you won't get your crown of the head to the floor. Breathe. Then put a little bit of weight into your hands. So we're going into that pyramid pose, but we're going to build it from the ground up. If you need to stand up to build it, feel free to do that. I'm going to turn everything and shorten my stance, keeping my hands down, and come right into that pyramid pose. Again, if you need to, you're going to stand it up. Get the alignment where you need it to be. Hips together, and then draw forward. Pyramid. Good. Walk the hands forward a little bit. Coming into standing split. Right leg comes up. And go ahead and lower the right leg down. Forward fold. Bend your knees, and we rise all the way up. Coming back to the side bends, right wrist first. Big inhale. Grip your right wrist. Draw to the left. Come to center, and we shall switch. Come to center, and forward fold. All right, we're going to take this hip flexor set one more time, and I'm just going to throw out lots of different options and variations. It's always fine to stay with what we did the very first round. Leave your right foot where it is, and take your left leg back. So we had a runner's lunge here in the beginning. You're welcome to stay there and play in the runner's lunge. Could be the back leg comes down, and we take that low crescent with any arm variation that works for you. The last time we were here, I came into that lizard pose, and you're welcome to go there. Again, you get to play things over and over, so if you want to take this to the next level, I'm going to lengthen this front leg and just play with my split. Just choose what's going to work for you, leave out what doesn't serve. And then we're going to return and come up to a high crescent, tucking the back toe, using my arms to help me find evenness over the hips. High crescent. Draw the upper body forward, lightning bolt. You're pulling the right hip back, shooting the left hip forward. And then just draw the arms down, step up, and we'll switch out the legs to go to the other side. Last time here, drawing down to low crescent. And if what feels best for you today is to stay in low crescent for the next 15 seconds, stay in low crescent. Or play with your lizard pose. Or play with your split. Breathe. And then you're going to make your way back to high crescent. Draw just the upper body forward for lightning bolt. So this long line from my right fingers to my right toes. And fold the hands down, step your right foot up, forward fold. Bend your knees and we rise up. All right, last time through on this one. Big inhale. Exhale and dive. Inhale, lift and get some length. And exhale, fold. Stop, or you can hop if you wish, coming back into plank. Your wrist is right under your shoulder. Spin the bicep forward as we lower down and peel up. Cobra or up dog. Nice big back bend. And downward facing dog. Power set. Pick up that left leg. Left knee, left elbow plank. And come back. Left knee center. Left knee to the right, choose what you wish. You could just take the foot down right here and hold it. Otherwise, maybe coming into fallen triangle. Or this next one's about getting your weight onto your right leg so you could pick up your left. See if you can catch it. One-legged dog. Take that left foot, place it between your hands, and we're coming up into Warrior Two. Again, just one round through here. I'm going to flip my arms for Reverse Warrior. I come right into a side angle pose. I could circle my arms. I might stack my shoulders. If the shoulders are open enough, I'm going to reach underneath with my left and around with my right. Remember, this is not a bound side angle, but bound side angle lifts back up in the shoulders. Keep your left leg right where it is. Let go of the bind and come back to Warrior Two. Whoop. And then lengthen. Beautiful. Legs are straight. I'm going to take my right arm down and my left arm up. Reverse triangle. There, I said it right. Yay. Come through to triangle. Gaze up. Good. Come to center. I'm turning my left toes. I'm taking my arms up. Biggest back bend of the class. Gaze up, back bend. And release through to wide angle pose. So again, legs are really wide. You're just lowering the upper body as much as your body will let you do. And then I'm going to put a little bit of weight in the hands. And I'm building pyramid from the ground up. So everything's turning to the right. I'm going to shorten my stance and see if I can lock right into that pyramid. If my knees are bent though and I need to check the alignment, maybe I'm going to stand it all the way back up, lift the tailbone and draw forward. Lots of air. Then creep forward and stand up onto that right leg. Go ahead and shoot that left leg up for standing split. And then as you bring it back down, I'm actually going to be coming to the middle of the mat. I'm going to return and come facing forward in the middle of the mat. Making your way all the way down to seated. I'm going to lengthen the legs out in front of me and come into a seated forward fold. All right, our last little set here is going to be a hip opener on each leg. Again, just choose what's going to work for you. I'm going to give 3 levels of kind of pretzel twisting here. So leave your right leg down where it is. And we're going to start picking up your left. I'm going to mirror you here since I'm facing you. And I'm picking up that left leg, and I'm just going to start to move it around in the hip joint. Kind of rolling the ball and socket both directions. Really can't do anything wrong here. Just move it around to where you feel that opening in the hip. Then, if you're pretty flexible, you might be able to cradle that leg. So I'm going to take the arch of the foot to my elbow, the knee to my elbow, and make this cradle, which I'm making look easy, but your hips have to be pretty open in order for you to get that bind. Then we're going to come to static pose here. 3 choices. You can try them all or just stick with one. Choice number 1, I'm bringing this left leg down on the inner thigh all the way to the ground, kind of a tree pose from your bottom, and we're just going to draw forward here. So the left leg's on the inner thigh, option 1. Option 2, I'm going to take this right leg, I'm coming into fire log, and I'm going to bring it underneath so it's even with the edges of the mat. And I'm going to take my heel past my knee and my knee down to my heel for fire log pose. Again, I'm making that look easy, but your hips have to be really open in order to get it. Begin to draw forward, option 2. And then last option, if your hips are really open face cow pose, I am going to bring my knees, here comes the pretzel, I'm going to bring my knees together, try to make them touch, and then bring everything down to the ground. The trick is this hip can't be flying around like it is, so I have to move the hip back down, a little pressure on the hands, or with the hands to the feet, and we draw forward, breathe. Again, if you're watching this on a video, you can always pause. Hold these static poses as long as you can. I'm going to go on to the other side, though. Go ahead and unwind. Left leg stays. I'm going to take this right leg and start to move it around in the hip joint. Again, in both directions. Can't really do anything wrong. If you have the flexibility to cradle, arch of the foot to the elbow, knee to the elbow. Cradle it. And then 3 static poses. Left leg stays where it is. I'm going to take that right leg right along the left into a tree pose here from the ground and draw forward. And again, if that feels like a big opener in your hip, feel free to stay. I'm going to come next to fire log, so I'm going to bend that left leg so it's even with the edges of the mat and take my heel to knee and my knee to heel. It's very easy to cheat on this one and make it look like that. This isn't the pose. The pose is the heel all the way past the knee and the knee to the heel. Keep the sits bones down and breathe. Again, you're welcome to stay there, or that last option, a little more pretzel-like, bringing my knees together, getting them to the ground, checking in to make sure I'm not floating with the hips, so the hips are really low, a little pressure to the feet, protecting the knees. Breathe. Good work. Go ahead and rise up. I'm just going to plant the feet right here in front of me, coming up through a forward fold together. Lift your hips. Ankles, knees, and hips together. Last one here. Lengthen in the legs. Draw the head weight down. Bend your knees, and we rise all the way up. And we close out with 2 big breaths. Big inhale, gaze up. And exhale, blow it all out. One more big inhale. And exhale down. I hope everyone is well. I look forward to a time when we can all gather again here in the room. But thank you for watching.